Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome to another Tuesday night live stream. We're back with our colony and oxygen not included. Of course, we're playing the automation upgrade, since that's the one that's currently live, and we're having a little bit of fun with it, I think. We did a tiny bit of automation so far in our colony, but what I've really been struggling to find are some real practical solutions that the automation can help with. For the most part, it seems like everything that you can make with the automation, you could ultimately do without. So it's mostly just kind of fun to play around with. But our colony's doing relatively well-ish. Temperatures are getting a little on the warm side. We do have a fair amount of insulation on here, but I realized I didn't put any insulated tile on the bottom portion of the colony, and things are getting a little warm down here. We do have some wheezeworts up here in our oxygen chamber to help try and start cooling things down a little bit. And we're even using a little thermoregulator to try and cool some of the air down that's getting pumped into our colony as well. The challenge is that oxygen is not exactly included in our colony again. At the end of the last stream, we kind of left things a little bit of a precarious position. We had run out of algae, and I've kind of been using this balance now between using algae in the deoxidizers and then also this oxygen room that I built up top. Now, this room is actually really small, and with only a single pump, it can only move so much oxygen. We have 15 duplicants. They breathe a lot. So today, we're probably going to have to tackle a solution for this. I think we're going to need to build a second oxygen room. And it occurs to me that now my my fancy little thermal regulator here is actually going to be in the way, because I kind of want to expand this room out a little bit and have a second setup over here so that we can have another pump. And then after we get our oxygen sort of stabilized, I'd kind of like to go down and play with the oil a little bit. It's way down bottom here. There are some areas here we still haven't exposed, which I'm sure are going to contain more oil. I can see a big pocket of it right here that I'd like to kind of cut into. And I also kind of want to play around with this little switchy thing here. So it doesn't look like there's anything really special we can unlock behind this, but they've kind of created this little toggle switch thing where you have to flick the switch and figure out the code, I think, to open up the security door, which I think is kind of neat. But welcome to everyone who's here live in the stream, and to anyone who might be watching this video after the fact. I think it's going to be a fun night. I do enjoy this game, so, you know, it's kind of my small addiction. I mete it out to myself little bits at a time, so I don't get too overloaded with it. But there is a new update also, I think, coming in the next week or two, I believe. They haven't given any information about what this next update is going to include, but because of the Christmas holidays, they have a much shorter timeline for the release of this one. So they're going to release that one, and then I think the next one's not going to be until sometime in the new year. But welcome, everyone, both in Twitch and in YouTube. Let's get this game on the road. Oxygen is kind of our primary concern at the moment because it's a little stuffy in here. We're getting some CO2 that's spreading up from below. We're still scrubbing the CO2 down here, so the volume of it is not really high. It's actually very low concentrations. The trouble is we're also at very low concentrations of air. They do have places they can go to breathe a little bit, but yeah, things are not looking all that fantastic right now. We're going to have to hurry a little bit and try and gather a little bit of algae that we can use to try to keep ourselves alive here. And if we can manage to do some of that... Oh, there's actually a good pocket of it right over here I need to get people over to. Unreachable build. So I think I need to do a little quick little block solution over here. Actually, if I go like that, then they can just hop straight across there, or they can go get that algae. And I think they're going to make this my priority, because while we can fix the oxygen room quickly, it's going to take a little bit too long. That's a pretty low concentration of oxygen we have in there. We really need to get some algae back there to try to work on it. But remember what you said about oxygen. One oxygen maker thing, and surround it with 3 air pumps. Well, no, actually that would pump it all out too fast, actually. So if you look at these electrolyzers under the oxygen, electrolyzers, they produce 888 grams per second of oxygen. And if you look at the pump, the gas pump moves 500 grams per second. So if I had even 2 of these, I'd already be drawing more gases away than the electrolyzer is producing. So you can't surround it by 3 of them. You would just tap it all out and you have nothing to pump. Yeah, we can do the oh my gosh, my brain's not working today. What is it called? The algae distiller. We can use the algae distiller to convert slime into algae. There's even some algae that's out here in the slime biomes that we could probably go and harvest a little bit of, although some of it's in a little bit of a precarious position. Things are gonna get dirty out here, though. We've got some serious germs out here we'll have to deal with. Let's get everybody really dirty. We'll take a little dirt water bath there. Actually, how's it holding out? All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Hopefully they can get to that quickly. And I just realized this is closer, so we're going to get this stuff first. In theory. Where's my priority? Prioritize. Give me an 8 on this. Alright, so they'll prioritize that over this big chunk. This big chunk that's way up here, like way up here. This one's much cleaner. However, this one's closer. If we can even just get a small influx of algae, that'll help us kind of stave off suffocation until we get to the point where we get a little oxygen in here. Why are Fannie Mae chocolate bars so delicious? I have no idea. I don't have them here. Should I start making videos again? To everyone that's watching, I don't know. If you want to make videos, feel free. Discord notifications are blocking you from clicking the chat bar. Oh, strange. All right, so we popped that open. Oh, they're going to open the door and let dirty water in. Haha, good job, guys. And by that, I mean good job, me. Come on, clean up all this polluted water. This is going to make a big stinky mess right here. Oh, look, it's still going. All right, now we got all kinds of polluted air going. Oh, suffocating. In the bathroom. It does not pay in this place to go to the bathroom. We're actively working on suffocating Kazi at this point. Oh my gosh, that water is really spreading. Somebody clean up the mess. Please. There's got to be somebody who can't dig that can go clean this up. Hypothermia. Man, we're going to run into all kinds of problems in the stream tonight, I think. Hi, Webster. Welcome back to the stream. We got kind of a variety of issues here right now. So not only are we low on oxygen, but we're also... Oh, okay, what is going on here? We're going to have dirty water everywhere. That is a crazy amount of... Look how far that spread. It was a little spot over here, and now it's going the entire length of the floor. It's almost like the floor slanted. Fortunately, I don't think I can get down directly to my clean water supply, so it'll be okay that way, but everybody's going to get a little dirty when they go to open up the door. Not to mention all the polluted oxygen that's going to make. Good times. What's the focus today? Survival. Initially, anyway. We need to get some oxygen. Our air is in a bad place right now, and then I kind of want to muck around with the some oil a little bit if we can make our way down there. But it's going to require a few things. So in order to get down to the oil, we're going to need to set up some exosuits. Oh my gosh, this is just making the worst mess ever. it's like top to bottom in my base now. All right, it's safer to go down there, I guess. Yeah. Man, that was a colossal mess I made there. All right, maybe I should have thought about that before I dug into it a little bit. Maybe made a little speed bump over here so the water couldn't go directly into the doorway. Lessons for next time. Lessons for next time. Throw a little ladder in here so we can get some of this algae too. Unfortunately, this algae is going to be all dirty. Because if you check out the germs in here, actually, it's not that bad right there. I mean, there's definitely some slime in here. Don't get me wrong. We don't want them breathing too much of that. But it could be significantly worse. I'm going to put maybe a little air deodorizer in there, too. Hopefully somebody gets around to cleaning up this mess sometime soon, too. Survive the largest amount of time possible. Yeah, pretty much. So oxygen is our first priority because we don't really have good concentrations of oxygen. We do have the oxidizers running again. So that'll get our oxygen level up, which, again, lets us harvest food, which kind of helps everyone survive. Everything goes along really well. Once we have that in place, I'm just going to make this room here a little bigger, I think, so we can get a larger supply of oxygen being produced, because we're just not pumping enough into this space right now. We could probably... Actually, we have two electrolyzers, 1,600. The pump only moves 500. We can actually just put a second pump in this room without having to expand it. So I'm going to want to move this. Let's uproot this thing. We'll put it up on the shelf the way that we have this one, and I'll put a pump underneath it here in the corner. And then I'll use one pump to pump to the left side of the colony and one pump to the right side of the colony. We'll see how that goes. You haven't wanted a dead dupe so badly before? That's pretty bad. Oxygen is always... Until he sees new shiny. That's right. It's my first priority until I get distracted by a new shiny thing. Ooh, squirrel! You might say I'm a mildly erratic player in this game. I just think of all these different things I want to do, and then I try to do them all at once. And it's funny how that never works. Funny how that never works. This whole thing of actually having to have a plan. I don't like the plan. Those are germs in here. Germs of the colony aren't bad. This water down here is probably getting super germy. What do we got in here? Liquid pipe. It doesn't show the germs in it. Contents 10 grams of, yeah, it's not showing the germs I have in my fancy pipe here. Germs, there we go. No surface germs. So it's all contained inside. But that water's going to be getting good and germy now, because it's been cycling around through our toilet system. I want to say for probably 20 or 30 cycles at this point. 5-minute caps party on Twitch if a dupe dies. Just in case you missed it. Oh, okay, whatever. That's fine. Caps actually don't bother me that much, as long as it's not like people always typing in all caps. That gets a little distracting. Alright. Small mess to clean up there in the bedroom. Small mess up here to clean up. And then I think we got it largely mopped up. And why are we leaving all the polluted water up there? Do I have this? That sets polluted water. This door opens. Oh, I guess maybe because it was bedtime. They all just dumped whatever they were carrying right there and ran for it. Does your thermoregulator have a limit to how much air it moves? I don't think so. Hold on. Let me check. Utilities, thermoregulator. Nah, it doesn't really have a limit. It's basically based on how much gas you push through it. Has a nice cooling factor, though. I might actually need a second thermoregulator if we're going to use 2 pumps, though, which might be a bit of an issue. Things are getting a little warm in here. Ooh, look, we're even having to fix over here. Is that because I pumped the wrong gas in there? I think it probably is. We've got such a high concentration of oxygen in here. I might have to spend a little electricity and put a filter in this thing, just because I've actually got a really high concentration of oxygen up there. And I didn't initially build this to be one of those like self-sorting ones. If I place this like 1 tile lower, I could have done like a self-sorting thing to make sure it's only getting hydrogen, but we're also building a really high concentration of oxygen in this room. Like 1,200 grams per tile. No, it's not that high. It's fairly high, though. Go watch Kazi sleep in his comfy bed next cycle. I don't think he can reach it. So his bed, the bed that Caitlin's referring to is, oh, it is reachable. It's way down here. So next sleep cycle, we'll go see if Kazi runs down to the comfy bed there, because we put Kazi in his own little room down here all by himself, where he can't bother any of the duplicants in our colony. Make sure your medic's priority is set high enough. All right, just to make sure. There we go. We'll set those in an 8. So if people get sick, they'll go here. But that way, if we have a true emergency, we want to send them out, we can still set a 9, and that'll override it. There's that Kazi. Hi, Stephen Collins. Thanks. I'm glad you enjoy the streams. Could you not just open the door for a little bit while you get it sorted out? Let out some oxygen. Yeah, theoretically I could, except that this is all open up here, so I'd end up with, like, tons of space up here. Besides, I kind of want... so this here, I have it all separated by insulated tile. So if I let the oxygen out of here, it really doesn't have anywhere to go. Yeah, I'm still more efficient pumping it down into this lower section. And even still, we got... How much algae did we get? 1,849 kilograms. So we have enough algae to run us for a little while. And you can already see that our oxygen level is improved dramatically. I mean, we have three algae deoxidizers in here, so that's not really that big of an issue. Yeah, the stress level increased a little bit, but it's really only like a couple of people, and it's because I had them out in the cold area. They were getting like hypothermia and stuff. That's generally not good for the morale. I don't know why. Everybody loves to be sick, don't they? Let's deconstruct this thing, because I'm going to put my second oxygen pump right here. Ooh, actually, I don't even know if I can. All right. I'm probably going to need to do this first, because I want to actually... Can I put... I don't know if I can put my gas pump directly on top of this thing. No, I can't. Which means I have to move the gas pump up, which means I'm going to have to move... the wheezewort up. It's going to kind of have a limited effect. I might end up grabbing some hydrogen if I have my gas pump up higher than my electrolyzer's sitting. Now I wish I'd put these things up a little bit off the ground. That would have been better. But then they start to run into a scenario where they max out gas pressure sooner too, so that's kind of a thing. All right. What can I do with my heavy watt plate? I see what I can do. Relocate it. So let's go over here. We'll take our power. We'll shift it over to the side. We'll stick it right there instead. That will let me deconstruct this and replace it with some insulated tile. Now it's going to cause a momentary break in our power supply, but that's okay, because we can reconnect it. Like so. And then hopefully that won't cause any issues for our ventilation system there. Why use heavy wire for a pump? Mostly just because it's already there. I have this whole oxygen setup attached to my main power backbone, and if I use smaller wires without putting a transformer in here, then it'll just end up overloading. Maybe make the oxygen instead of toying with it like that. Yeah, well, I should make it a little bit bigger, but there's technically enough oxygen in here that I could run 2 pumps off it, because we have two electrolyzers producing 888 grams of oxygen per second, and the pumps only move 500 grams per second. Party 9, are they going to run into O2? No, it's okay. We've got O2 down here. We don't have to worry about that. I have 3 of these algae deoxidizers working now. So while they're breathing more than these are producing, we won't run out too soon. I have plenty of time. Okay. Now I want to put my little tile up here so we can set up another one of our little wheezeworts. Furniture, stick that up there. I need to find more of these wheezeworts, but my problem is now my duplicates are all getting hypothermia because I'm sending them out to the frigid wastelands, giving them nothing to wear. Okay, is Cryptic going to upload more Human Fall Flat? Yes, I am. I've actually already uploaded a video tonight. It's going live tomorrow. But yeah, so there's more Human Fall Flat that'll be live on the channel tomorrow. Okay, once they plant that seed, I can destroy my ladders. Alright, let's go. Oh, I didn't even need the ladders. Okay. Where are we here? Deconstruct. Let's go buildings. Get rid of those. And that will let me put in my gas pump right here. And now I need to check my ventilation system also. Alright. What have we got going on here? So, the air that comes out of these electrolyzers is at 70 degrees Celsius, which is pretty warm. And then we ultimately have to cool it. Actually, it's not that bad. It's only like 35, 36 around it. Alright, so the temperature's not too bad. Temperature in the pipe is 25 degrees, which is kind of like that ideal range. 40 degrees going in. That's a little warm. I think I might still need to use the thermal regulators, even though I would prefer not to. I think I might still have to do that. So we're going to have a single pump that's going to pump down to this side. Where can I put my thermal regulator that's not going to cause all kinds of crazy issues? I'm going to put one over here. It's going to be really hot underneath this hydrogen generator, unfortunately. Run the heavy wires from the ceiling and drop it down, and then you can move stuff around on the floor better. Well, the heavy wire doesn't get in the way of moving things on the floor. It's fine that way. And I already have a lot of wiring coming down from, well, it's actually extending up from above, but up from below rather. So I'm not super worried about that. I just needed to make sure that I had enough space to get this in here. There's just barely enough room to put a pump in here based on how I have this configured. Once I get this set, I'll change this Atmos sensor too, because I had it set so we wouldn't max out pressure. It's like 1250 I have it set at. We can just let it go crazy for a little while. How are we getting wrong element damage? It's because the hydrogen pump is... I don't have a filter on it right now, and you can see there's so much air pressure in here relative to the hydrogen that's in here that it's actually condensing the hydrogen enough to trigger... That pump shouldn't be running. Okay, there we go. It keeps triggering the hydrogen pump by compressing the hydrogen up here with the amount of pressure that's below it, and then the pump sits in a section of 4 tiles, and because of that, it's catching some oxygen and sending it down to the hydrogen generator. So this isn't necessarily the best setup. I really should have something different built in here. Maybe I can modify this so that we can kind of create like a little basin underneath this and have just like a single block passage for the hydrogen above, so that only the hydrogen can get into the pump. But we'll see. Okay. I have this built over here. Now let's get another thermal regulator. It is in the utilities. Sadly, these things are super hot. I'm gonna be causing all kinds of heat issues here. Heat is a big problem. And speaking of heat, I think I know what I'm gonna do for my next challenge. Oh, I've got a filter running here. I forgot about that. I wonder how often it actually catches hydrogen. Do I want to go with the... No, you know what? I'm only going to go with the single filter. Forget this. Let's go this way. Gonna cheap it out and see how badly we cause problems. This can come out of here, and we'll send it down. You know what? I'm gonna use insulated pipe for this one. We'll send this one down here. So that'll be our oxygen supply on that side of the colony. This other pump here, I'm gonna send this one into the filter after I deconstruct this. So I'll have one of them making use of the filter, but the other one I'm gonna skip it. I have a feeling we'll wind up with some hydrogen in the colony, but that won't be so bad. Just a minor inconvenience, really. You think it's me? If you move the filter you have already up in the pipe leading into the hydrogen generator, you'd fix the wrong gas issue. Yeah, well, see, what I was trying to do was just balance the gases so that this just will always sit in a pocket of hydrogen. But because I use this the atmosphere sensor, I ended up with a scenario where the electrolyzers aren't continuously running, so they're not producing enough hydrogen to keep this buried in a pool of its own hydrogen. Once I get a second pump in here, I can just let it go constantly, and then that should help resolve that problem, but we'll see. Talk about those thermal regulators heat. Kind of figured it was an automation turning on and just necessary, but yeah. So I think the biggest issue is that with some of the recent updates, they moved the cold biomes, so you don't generally find them near your starting area anymore, and that makes it harder to manage the temperatures because everything around your core colony gets really hot now. And when you add extra heat like thermal regulators and other machinery running, it starts to become kind of a handful to manage all the temperatures. But I was just poking around today on the Reddit for Oxygen Not Included, and someone was mentioning about there's another map option in here when you're setting up a game. So this is the standard one, but there's one called Halcyon, and it's a map level that's set up where there's a larger starting core area, but then outside of that, it's just all cold biomes all over. The whole thing, except like way at the very bottom they have lava, and way at the very top they have a layer of like metals and stuff up top there. And I kind of want to try that one out. It's kind of like your reverse problem. Instead of being surrounded by intense heat, you're surrounded by intense cold, and you have no geysers or anything to work from, I don't think, either. I think that one would be kind of fun to play around with. Alright, I can plug this in, hopefully, and not overload anything. We're about to find out soon enough. This thing's pumping. It's already hooked into the regular... Ooh, we're already running into power issues. That's interesting. Okay, there we go. Where's my gas flows? Okay, now this one needs to shut down. So I'm going to deconstruct all of this in here because we don't need it anymore. There we go. That gets me 2 separated gas flows of oxygen coming out of this room. Which should help significantly with the amount of oxygen we're pumping in here. You love foxes. They're like the best and cutest thing ever. Yeah, foxes are pretty cool. Insulate the walls of the oxygen room. Yeah, probably should. Well, the thing is, what's the temperature outside here? 30 degrees outside versus... It's actually hotter inside the room than it is outside the room, so... For now, I'm kind of okay with it not being insulated at the moment. You have to go to a tested school. That stinks. All right, so we have some airflow going in now. I want to see actually how it fares now if I just disable these. Let's see how much this holds up now. I think I might actually be getting to the breaking point now where I might be trying to draw too much power on my system. wasn't sure I would even get there, but I think I am. And I might need to turn this on. So how are we sitting up here? 4 points a month. You know, let's turn this back on. Let's enable this building. So that will get me my... That should solve for my power issue, because I can see there's a few things running short. Perfect. Nice. All right. That smooths all our power out. Hopefully this kind of solves some of our oxygen problems. Wow, it looks like I could still take some of the oxygen that's coming over here and put it over on this side. I mean, it should be a similar volume, but... Oh, we are getting little bits of hydrogen in here, too. Ah! Alright. I was hoping to cheap out and not have to use a gas filter here, but it looks like I'm going to have to. Otherwise, we're going to wind up with a bunch of hydrogen in our base. We're already going to have a little bit in there, which isn't really that big of a deal, but... I don't want a lot. So, let's go this route. This, unfortunately, is going to draw more power, which, again, not thrilled with. But what are you gonna do? Then there. And then we'll deconstruct right there. Oh, I need power too. Because why not more electricity? Alright. This is not the most efficient setup on the planet. I should have planned this one a little bit farther in advance. It's actually going to be drawing a lot of power because we have 2 filters going on here. We have 2 pumps, 2 electrolyzers, actually 3 pumps. This whole system up here is using plus 2 2 thermal regulators. This is probably the most, like, the least efficient oxygen setup I've ever done. But hopefully that will balance out our oxygen. We can focus on getting some things set up down here. So I want to make use of these exosuits, but they need a couple things. They need power supply, which we do have power right here, so we can tap into that easy enough. But they also need a flow of oxygen, which, you know, it's kind of important. So what I should probably do is just tap into the oxygen flow we have here already, and I can send a branch of it down, way down here, into our oxygen system. It'll get backed up, and it won't tap into the whole thing anyway. Oh yeah, that's working good now. This one is all blocked up, though, because I didn't set this. This needs to be set to hydrogen. All right. There we go. We're good now. I'm going to set this a little bit higher. We'll see how everything goes. There's still tons of oxygen on this side of things. Nobody's over here consuming it. Like, they all sleep over on this side. So I should put a second branch of this maybe over a little bit farther. If we go into here, we can go to gas pipe. I need my gas overlay. Man, they're not going to be able to reach it if I put it out there. Man, I'll put it right down in their bedroom. No one will mind. Someone can sleep right next to the air conditioning. Gonna watch this while fighting a virus outbreak on WannaCry. New fan is, it's iron, it's overheating. Oh, drat. Thank you. I forgot to make it out of gold. Deconstruct. Utilities, thermo. I keep forgetting to change this over to other materials. Thanks for spotting that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Aw, he almost finished it. There we go. Alright, that'll be solved. Done. Good. We have oxygen. It's a steady supply of it because we're getting the water from a geyser that's up here somewhere. Yeah, right here. So we have a good supply of water there. Now I just have to watch that I have enough water down here to make food with. That's a little on the low side still. It's okay for now, though. Let's not worry about it. Ventilation. I need some oxygen to run down to my fancy exosuits. So we're going to run this all the way down. And I'll set it over here. I need a little pipe bridge. No, not a pipe bridge. I need... Yeah, gas bridge. That's fine. Send that right there. Oops. A little gas pipe here. Little gas pipe over here. And just like that, we'll have oxygen for our exosuits. And actually, we'll probably be able to put a couple more of them in there. Hydrogen generator is taking the wrong element damage. I know it's still catching a little bit of oxygen up here with the hydrogen. It's starting to improve. The hydrogen's picking up here a little bit. I should set this super high so I'm not pumping any right now. We'll let the hydrogen build up top here just a little bit so this sits nice and solidly in a pocket of hydrogen. That'll help a lot. Hi, Brian Kopkin. Gonna need more than 2 exosuits. Yeah, I will. Although for right now, that's all I have made. I'm gonna need to get some more reed fiber, or some more thimblereed, which means we need to make a thimblereed farm, or just go on the hunt for it. I guess we can just we got lots of swamp biome we can dig through. There's a little ruin here that has some deaths in it. I don't know what else it has though. More algae there. We can't reach. Yeah, it's the oil I want to go after though. Let's get some oil. Trap some slicksters. Then we can redirect our CO2 that we're producing from our power production and send it down there instead, maybe. Feed some slicksters. All right, so I turned off the deodor, or the oxidizers rather, and there's significantly more oxygen being produced here. However, I think it's going down. It's still going down. It's not even moving oxygen. What's going on here? Getting little intermittent supplies of oxygen on this side. Oh, they didn't. They can't. Oh. Deconstruct. Can't build my last little pipe there, but it looks like. No, that's a good flow now. We had a little intermittent flow there for some reason. We shall see. This is all set up. None of the oxygen's moving down here, though. I guess you can't branch off of these little vent things. So I'll have to go right before it. Like so. Deconstruct this one. And then redraw it. Come on. There we go. So it's going to take like half of the oxygen that would normally be going up here and send it down this pipe, at least until it backs up, and then which isn't great. But once it gets all filled up, then it'll be fine, because it takes very little to keep refilling the oxygen suits, or the exosuits rather, when I'm not using them constantly. Your fan's still overheating, is it? Damage overheating. What temperature is this thing at? (195.4 degrees Celsius). This one's got to be hot then too. 105.7. Interesting that one's colder than this one is, but this one's also close to batteries and stuff. What are our temperature overlay? Yeah, this thing's in an area that's got more heat to it. I need probably some thermal shift plates, but I don't have a good place to shift the heat to, because it's all kind of hot. All right, so this will be the first time we've used the thermal shift plates. Let's see what we can do with these. They are in the utility section, is it? Yeah. Accelerates or buffers heat dispersal depending on the construction material used. So, what have we got going on here? So, copper ore. Accelerates or buffers, has a small area effect construction. All right. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay, so copper ore decor plus does nothing. Overheat temperature, thermally reactive. I don't know what material is best to make it out of. I know if we get diamond, that one's ultimately awesome. Thermally reactive. You can make it out of clay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Iron ore. Overheat temperature -10. Dirt. You can make it out of dirt? You can make a thermal shift plate out of dirt? I don't understand how that makes any sense to me. Fire Controller 1847. I first found your channel a week ago, and you're the first person I've ever found that can pull off a live stream as a YouTube video as well. Everything you do is absolutely amazing. Keep it up. Well, thanks, Fire Controller. I really appreciate that, and thank you so much for the super chat. That's amazing. All right. What am I going to do with this thermal shift plate? Where can I send this thing? Oh, no, that's not what I want. Where can I send it? all the temperatures out here are kind of warm. But they're colder than what's over here, I guess. So let's go a little crazy. We're going to dig right through here, and we're going to try and do a thermal shift plate that goes right across this whole thing. And we're going to try and spread the heat out over here into this biome. And see if we can try to reduce the temperature that's around our machine so that it's not overheating quite so bad. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I haven't played around with the thermal shift plates at all, but the idea behind it is that it's just like big plates of metal or other materials you make it out of, I guess. And it allows the movement of heat along it really easily. Yeah, building the thermal plate out of diamond is the best, but I don't have any diamond yet. We have to get way down low in the map in order to find that. So maybe when we're down hunting for some oil, we'll find some diamond that we can collect. But for now, I'm going to have to make do with the stuff I have, so I'll probably just use gold. When you had 10 guys, you need more than 2 electrolyzers. I have 15, yeah. Well, I also have, I still have the algae deoxidizers, though they're turned off at the moment just because I wanted to see what happens. Oh yeah, our oxygen level is dropping pretty good. I'm going to turn one of these on again. Enable. Try to balance that out. We're still going to need a second oxygen room, I think. Which stinks because I'm consuming a ton of power just producing oxygen right now. Okay, in here, I want to make sure that we're not letting in too much stinky air. Build a couple of deodorizers there, and then where were those shift plates? They were in utilities. Okay, let's make the shift plates out of gold, I guess, because I have it. Overheat temperature plus 50%, core plus 10%, thermally reactive. Alright, I guess. I don't know how much gold it's going to take, but I have a feeling it's going to be a fair amount. I'm out of algae again. Really? Man. There's just no winning in this game sometimes. Alright, what about this stuff up here? Did they... Oh, they did harvest all that. Really? They used up all that and I'm out already? That's crazy. Well, isn't that amazing? Oh, I broke a pipe up here, too. Insulated liquid pipe. I think the contents in there froze. And it broke. Surprised it's not broken anywhere else. I was going to try and play around with this crazy thermal freezer thing, but I don't know that I want to play with it right now. I can grab that. I can grab this. A little bit, anyway. We can go up here, build another over here, like y'all. Get some of that. Whatever, we'll get rid of this too. Let's see how much algae they can get. I should probably prioritize that too, so they get up here a little quicker. Gives me the oxygens. Algae are pretty quick when you use it up for air. You really need to completely redo your air room. Yeah, I do. I do. I should make it bigger. And then I can put another electrolyzer in there. I mean, I don't think the 2 pumps is necessarily bad, but I don't know. So we might need a 3rd pump, I guess. So what we're dealing with right now, we're producing 1,600 grams per second, and we're moving 1,000. So if I made the room bigger, I'd have room to accommodate another pump. I don't know. We'll see. Use algae to refill your suits only. Oh, so you just like pump it into a room and then use a pump to send it down to your suits, kind of thing. Exosuit dock. Let's hook this up to some power while we're at it. Really curious to see how well these shift plates work, because, like I said, I haven't toyed around with them at all yet. With any luck, it'll give us the ability to slide that stuff over pretty good. Let's get some algae here. I hear lots of gasping going on. My poor gasping duplicants. Everyone lives in a constant state of semi-suffocation in my colony. First time I played this, the same bedroom was right next to my portal, and I assigned it to my favorite character. Oh, that's handy. Let's make an oxygen room in the cold biome. The only trick with that is it gets too cold. So what I actually need to do is make an oxygen room that's near the cold biome. Oh, wow, there's another 2 more, I think, scalding. Oh, right. Jeez, they're gonna need a med bed soon. They're building next to this machine that's like 159 degrees. careful not to build 2 or more plates in the same place. Yeah, no, I have them overlapping, but I don't have them in the same place. I don't think. Hopefully not. Man, that's really hot there. I'm hoping they get this built without actually dying. Because the duplicates that I have up there are getting scalded a little bit. You have a good attitude. I try to. Thanks. How well does air pipes transfer heat? You could use closed system up in the refrigerator thing. So it all depends on what you make them out of. If you make them out of wolframite, they transfer heat quite well. So what you can do, and which I've done in the past, is make a radiating system. So you pump cold gases through, and it makes the area cold. So theoretically, I could try to get some hydrogen or something cooled up here. And then, or even just set a separate room aside and cool hydrogen. And then pump it in an endless circle through my oxygen room. You said that we have too many other gas pipes going on, so I might want to use maybe a cold liquid instead. Scalding. You should rebuild your oxygen room so it's next to your hydrogen freezer. Freeze out the whole colony. Then I have a different problem, I guess. Ooh, this thing's really damaged. I must have run out. You know what? I think I ran out of gold. I can't even repair my own machine. Let's dig some gold up here. There we go. How's this doing for shifting the thermal? 86, 187, 188. Yeah, that did nothing. I just wasted a ton of power. Or a ton of gold, rather. It's not doing anything to shift the heat of the actual machine itself. I don't like this setup. I need to do something else. This thermal regulator thing's just not going to cut it for me. Drat. Too hot. I'm probably better to just take the warm air that's passing through the pipes and send it directly in the column. That's 41 degrees, though. I don't know. I'll leave it now. I'll leave it for now. It's bad, though. It's bad. It's not good. Definitely not good. What are pants? Yeah, this game's changed a lot. They've had they started to speed up the update. So after the Outbreak update, they started pushing them out like every 6 weeks. So they've had a couple of updates now. The oil upgrade, the automation upgrade, and there's another one that's coming in like another week. But I'm not sure what's in that one just yet. They work slowly unless made of diamond. Oh, that stinks. Build a farmer chamber in the bedrooms. I actually, given the number of duplicates we have, I should probably look at expanding the size of my colony in general. Once I can manage to actually get some heat under control. Pipe blocked. Oh, look at that. I broke my thermal regulator. Yeah, I can't win for trying today. All right. Let's circumvent this thing for now. This is not ideal. But the oxygen right now is more important than the regulator. I broke that thing good. All right, there we go. So that's gonna make things a little warm and toasty in here, which isn't great. But 40 degrees isn't really that bad. It's just not good. That's all. So many people here. Been gone too long. Yeah, we tend to, on most of the Oxygen Unincluded streams, we tend to average between 200 and 300 people. It's pretty consistent. I do need more O2 now, yeah. Oh, I mean, I have this running, but I should probably turn on another one. Enable. 994 kilograms. Man, I better get started on this new room. There's all chlorine up here. I don't really want to muck around with that. Let's make a vacuum. I'm gonna use some doors. I think I got lots of iron. Let's make it of iron. Gonna use one of the little simple airlock door scenarios here. We'll dig into this space. Once we get all this dug out, I'm gonna build a solid full of tile, and then I'll break away the tile to make a vacuum in the space that I want, so I can make this room larger. Mealwood, yeah, the mealwood is going to stifle at some point, you're right. Short of sending this stuff up to a cold biome, though, so I have that one there. Man, the cold biomes are so far away now. Hold on. Alt S. There we go. All right, so this is what I've exposed so far of the world. I have a cold biome here and a large cold biome here, both of which are quite a long distance away from my colony. I imagine we'd find more over here if we could get over here to look for it, and then probably maybe something over here. But this is the edge of the map on this side. So I got to figure the edge of the map on this side is probably somewhere just over here, so it's not that far away. So I don't know. I mean, I could make my oxygen room up here and then pump it from here down into the colony. Because I think if I check the temperature up here... so you can see when you're close to the cold biome but not in it, you can benefit from the cool temperatures without it getting like super cold. That's what I liked about stuff before, was that you could benefit from the cold air without necessarily being right in the biome. So maybe I'll make my second oxygen room right here. It's a bit of a haul to run wires and all that stuff, which is really going to be kind of a nuisance. But like the lengths to which you have to go to try to cool the air when it comes out so hot is really kind of a problem. And this isn't too far off the line from our water pump also. So you know what? Maybe I'll make it right in here. We got a bunch of chlorine and stuff here we'll have to deal with, but this spot right here seems like it's probably going to work out fairly well. Aside from the chlorine, which is kind of its own unique challenge. I'm going to get rid of that. Where else can I go? If I don't want to do that, because I don't want to muck around with the chlorine, I could put it over here between two different cold biomes, and that would work also. As long as I cut in over here to let some of this cold out. All right, let's do that. I don't want to muck... Oh, there's chlorine there, too. Man, I can't win. Cannot win. Hate chlorine gas. It's okay when I want to use it, but somewhere up there where I don't have a controlled environment, it's not so great. Yeah, I mean, I can run more oxygen vents at the base, but right now it's not... I mean, there's only like 2 of them producing oxygen right now. This one's not even moving all that much. Well, I've got 2 here, 1 over there. The trouble is when you split the flow, you're just splitting your flow of oxygen in half. I'm not necessarily improving the amount of oxygen that's flowing in there. I'm just changing how much is coming out of each individual spot. It's okay for the moment. Okay for the moment. Chlorine does stink, yeah. It's just that there isn't really a convenient way to handle the chlorine, short of like closing it all out. I mean, I could probably turn that whole space into a vacuum just by building it all, and that might actually be the best route. If I build all in here, I could turn this into a kind of a vacuum, or even pump it into a vacuum, I guess. I don't know what I want to do. How do you make a med bay? Please explain. Okay, so the med bay requires a couple different things. If you look up here on your rooms overlay, this one here, you can see that to make a med bay, you need a medical bed, a toilet, 1 table, no industrial machinery, and it has to be between 12 tiles and 96 tiles. I don't have one set up in my colony right now. I probably am going to need one in the near future, given the way I'm treating my poor duplicants. And I could probably use the space up here, actually, if I could just recover some oxygen in here. If I go like this... let me see. Make this out of abyssalite. We'll destroy this door here. Actually, no. Yeah, deconstruct this. And we'll run the abyssalite tile over here. We'll put a little door here. This will be the new exterior exit for our base. And then I can throw a little ladder up here so they can still get up top to where the fancy fuel generators are. Oh, actually, I don't even need to. What am I doing? What am I doing? I forgot I blocked that whole thing off already anyway. There we go. If we throw in here a little pneumatic door, little airflow tile. Work, my minions, work. Little mechanized airlock. There we go. Swap this out for some breathable tile. Dig out here. There we go. Okay, so This will be the condition of having at least 12 tiles, but not more than 64 tiles. And then in this space, we basically just need to put a med bed, a little table. What else was it there? A toilet. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. You know what's funny is I don't think the toilet actually needs to be connected. So I didn't make this high enough to put in a toilet in. Are you kidding me? Come on. Oh no, it's good enough. All right, so I can put a toilet in there, but just disable it to meet the condition. Do a challenge where you're trying to make the most compact colony possible. Well, I think probably the next thing I'm going to do after this colony, depending on what comes out with the next update, is I might try building a colony in that other map world they have where it's like you're completely surrounded by ice, because then instead of having like heat problems, you have like cold problems. I'm kind of interested in trying that out, but I don't want dupes to die. I don't know what you're talking about. Angel of Darkness wants dupes to die because she's always looking for a feast. She's always feasting on duplicate souls. Deconstruct. There we go. Plumbing, we'll throw an outhouse here. We need at least one little... We need one little table. So we can go mess table. What else do we need? Let's see. Medical bed, toilet, one table, no industrial machinery. Alright, so, and then we can actually put... No, it's in medicine. There we go. A couple med beds in here. And Bob's your uncle. It's not so short. That's... See, it's a med bay. Ta-da! So you basically just have to meet the conditions that it shows you in here. If you click on the room overlay, so for the mess hall, for example, you need at least one table and no industrial machinery. It needs to be between 12 square tiles and 64 square tiles. So you can see that this here is 3 tiles high, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's 10 tiles wide. So this is 30 square tiles. So it's between 12 and 64, so it meets that condition. It has a med bay. It has a it has a toilet, unfortunately. And I think you can even take this toilet and disable it. And even though it's disabled, you still meet the conditions of the room. So now I don't have to worry about cleaning the toilet, but there's one in there. See? So we technically have a med bay now. And I'm gonna get rid of these. Yay! Med bay! The top bedroom? What? What's this about a top bedroom? Oh, this one's messed up. Yeah. Because I broke a tile out here in order to fix something. So I just throw some air. If I throw airflow tile in there, it'll be fine again. Uncle Bob? Make sure to put some oxygen things in the med bay. Well, I kind of put, I just sort of tried to surround it by tile. So it's got oxygen just by virtue of osmosis here, but deconstruct this. I don't need that. We can throw a proper ladder in here so this doesn't look derpy. There we go. See? No problem. Need more oxygen, but other than that, there's no problem. This thing's not capturing enough air anymore. Where's our gas overlay? I feel like this pump's moving pretty small packets of oxygen. 156 grams. Oh gosh, that's the problem. I can't win. Turn that on, please. There we go. That should help there. Still haven't seen Sleepy Kazi. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. So it's when we hit night cycle, try to remind me. I'll try to scroll down and look for it. If I see your message. Unfortunately, I tend to miss a lot in the chat. I'm really sorry when I'm playing. I'm trying to read the chat, and there's a couple hundred people in here. I often miss things, so I apologize for that. A little hard to keep an eye on everything. What rules are you following, Ray? Now you're curious. Hydrogen in the oxygen room. Oh, yeah. Saren caught it. I didn't catch it for a little bit. Had to scroll back and see that. Okay, we have workable suits down here, but I only have one suit. Do we have enough? Did we find enough reed fiber to make another suit? No, it's waiting for 2 units of reed fiber. Aw. Poor little fart fish. I guess I could build a ladder down and get that one. Or I could dig over here and get that. Where's a good place to get reed fiber? There's got to be some that's really closely attainable somewhere. Man, maybe not. There's a couple in here. I'd have to make a mess of things a little bit to get in there. Hydrogen would all fill that space. All right, let's do that. Why not? I want some reed fiber. Could use some more mushrooms anyway. Assuming the duplicates will go through the little... I would call this an airlock, but this one's closer to a deathlock. Yeah, the oxygen room is definitely full of hydrogen, but I've switched that switch over so it should pump it all out now. Boy, it's going to take them a while to get through that abyssite. My daughter refers to our 3 dogs as Woofer, Doggo, and Pupper. If the dude's sick, they need to live in the med bay, so it needs a toilet and sink. Yeah, I'm not really in a huge rush for that right now. Everybody's fine. If somebody gets sick, I'll deal with it. For now, I will make do. This room's actually too short if I'm going to do that. Enable the suit. Yeah, I guess I could do that. All these guys are running past it, though. Can they go? Yeah, they can go back the other way. That's good. Woohoo! I love that little exosuit. That thing rocks. Go, Loki Tiber. And actually, with that exosuit now... Is this stuff reachable? No, it's still not. Why not? Why? With an exosuit, why is that not reachable? Unreachable dig. Oh, it is reachable now. It still has it labeled that way. Oh, there we go. Now it's reachable. Look at that. She's got a dive suit on. Those exosuits are awesome. They take a little bit to set up, and maintenance on them is not necessarily the best, but... Alright, so now that we have our exosuit system turned on here, only one duplicate, or only duplicates that are wearing the exosuit can go past here. So I could probably fix my little airlock, too. Yeah, I did disable the airlock, but now I've got it turned back on. Not that it matters so much, because this room here is just all full of chlorine and other disgusting stuff nobody wants to breathe. Kazi sleep. Oh, no. He didn't go down there. He didn't even make it all the way to his room. He got like part way down and went to sleep. Oh, wait, there he goes. It's just sleep time now. There's Kazi. Breathing in the chlorine and polluted oxygen. He's got a wonderful atmosphere. Chlorine, chlorine, chlorine. We're like torturing him. I actually feel a little bad for him now. He's got to go over to the polluted air to breathe. Oh boy, that's a long way for him to run. He had a little nap. He's the worst rested duplicate in the place. He's got to run 40 miles to get to his bed, and even when he gets there. I should put a water lock where the airlock thing is. Yeah, I could. However, it doesn't really matter so much at this point. I already built all this, so I don't really care. And they're going to be wearing the exosuit when they go through here anyway now. Somebody already went through there. It works. It just works better when they have an exosuit so they don't suffocate. Hi, Brian the Gold Freddy. Yeah, his lungs are clear. It's good. Clean him up. Oh, yep. There's that temperature problem. I feel like every time I start a stream, I have this vision of what I'm going to go after. And then I spend the whole stream like chasing after problems. And when I get the problems all solved, we only get like a little time at the end of the stream to try to do what I really wanted to do. My whole point today was trying to go after some oil to play around with. Instead, I'm going to spend the whole time dealing with temperatures. Temperatures. It's funny, they dug all this out before they dug out what I told them to do here. I guess because they can't open that door, maybe. Okay, so this is where I'm going to put my second room. What's our temperature looking like here? It's really hot in here until I cut through this abyssite, and then things are going to get really cold in here. Let's do that. That should temper some of the heat that's coming out of this geyser. 49 degrees. It should be relatively instant. When we cut in here, we should see a change in temperature here really fast. There it goes. Okay. The chlorine that's here, how do I want to deal with that? I have a couple options. I can try to pump this out of here, or I could build a little airlock door system and then go in here and just fill the entire thing with tiles and then break the tiles out, and then we basically have a vacuum that way. And I think that's the way I'm going to approach it. But I don't want all this chlorine gas getting out, so I'm going to do the same thing I did below with their funky door system. Oops, not there. I don't want to go like complicated for the airlock here. I just want it to be a simple one. So we'll go this way. And I could use that to go in and out of that space. And it should only let out minimal amounts of chlorine. It's not going to be a perfect seal, unfortunately, but it'll only let a little bit out. Might as well just not plan. Isn't that the truth? Why should I make plans? Why? They just get derailed anyway. Blowing algae again. I'm pretty sure Cassie secretly wants to have a fire pole in the bedroom. That's funny. I wish there was an easy way to convert chlorine, but this is all just... There's nothing I can do about with the gas that's in there. He's stuck with it. And it's probably because of this bleach stone that's hanging out right here. Oh, he doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. He's like, I wanted to go to bed, but oh, now I gotta go breathe. We got him trapped down there, I think. I think he's stuck. He keeps wanting to go to bed, but I don't know that he can even sleep long enough in there. He's holding his breath while he's sleeping and still snoring. That's impressive. It's a man of many skills right there. He's got to run like 40 miles up to try to get fresh air to breathe while everyone else is sleeping. Oh, I feel a little bad for the guy. All right. Hopefully he won't die. We'll see. Ooh, what's this? Insufficient resources, water. Oh, it is always something, isn't it? What happened with the water flow I had going there? Ooh, that's what happened. I ran out of water there. You know, it never rains but it pours. It's always something. I think that's why I like this game. It's frustrating, but it's also entertaining. I'm gonna dig in here. Someone's gonna get really wet as this thing gushes out, but it should fill up down here a little bit. We're starting to run low on natural gas, though. Gonna wind up tapping up the natural gas pocket again. Hot water does not matter for food production, except that if I send it to a place where the heat can get out, it causes a problem because it just continues to heat up the colony. But no, they can use any temperature water. It's kind of a neat way of destroying some of the heat from the water because you can just use it directly. Same thing with sending it to the electrolyzers, because the electrolyzers always produce air at the same temperature. It doesn't matter what temperature the water is you pump into it. It's just really a question of how badly I want to heat up the space. Let's take some of this out. Make sure we get good flow in here. Not good. I'm going to have to turn off a natural gas generator again soon, which means I have too many electrical things running. It's good times. This still needs to go. Use that heat to your advantage for water purification. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have a good pocket of water to worry about purifying at the moment, though. I mean, theoretically, I could take some of this, but I've already have a water sieve running, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's a decent amount of water got down there. Nice. The water sieve is already here producing water for us, so it's not really that huge of a deal. Assign poor Kazi to a cot. All right, we'll give Kazi a cot. He can stop running 400 miles to that crazy bed. There we go. So now next nightfall, he might actually get a little rest. Give Kazi a fire pole. Kazi has a fire pole. Sort of. He's got this one. So, let me go all the way down there. We could almost set a fire pole up here and have it go straight down to that room. Just kind of a nuisance to dig all the way through that is all. We have a little more pressing things than building him a fire pole. To buy Kazi a fire pole for Caitlin. $10 super chat. Thank you, Robert Feltz, for the super chat. Alright. Can I give Kazi a fire pole? This is... I technically could. I could give him one that goes like... all the way down to here, maybe. It's gonna cut through some really weird and gross spots, though. Where's a good place to give him a fire pole? Alright, we'll do it right here. Oh, Kazi spoiled his own personal fire pole. Alright, there's our simple airlock. Fire pole can run right down here. Actually, no. You need to move it over a little bit. Dig that out. Kazi's getting his old special. I can't believe somebody just bought Kazi a fire pole. If he was in the stream, I don't know what he would say right now. Ship Kazi the fire pole. No, I mean, if you purify and then get a pool of germy water. Oh, I see what you mean. Purify the germy water. Yeah, well, we have this over here. We don't really have a lot of germy water, to be honest. Because I'm creating I have a constant cycle going right here, so it's really only little bits of germy water we're creating. Don't forget to reassign Kazi the bed. Well, I'm going to let him get a decent sleep tonight. We'll get him a fire pole, and then we'll send him off to his own bed. Poor little guy. Where's the promised oil? I know. I want to get to it, but I'm spending so much time worrying about temperatures and oxygen right now. And now apparently a fire pole. There's nothing more pressing in life than a fire pole. Alright. Throw a little top on there. And then right here we'll go... I should probably give him a ladder too, so that he can slide down at one point and use the ladder to climb up on another... Ooh, hopefully this is going to be... Hopefully this doesn't leak. So we'll give him a ladder all the way down here. And then we'll need a fire pole next to it. There we go. Congratulations. Fire pole is soon to be in progress. Need a fire pole all the way down across the map. Well, when we get down to oil, I want to have a fire pole that goes all the way down there. It takes a fair amount of metal, but it's not that bad. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether this is going to break on me. It's too wide. It should probably be okay. Hopefully. It might crack. We'll find out. I will see. If it breaks, then he can have his own personal shower too, I guess. It'll be a set. He'll have a ladder, a fire pole, and a shower, all connected to his room. None of it clean or filled with oxygen. But those are really minor considerations at this point. Okay. Oxygen's good, but only because we're using the deoxidizers. I need... That room's sitting a little bit better now, too, because we're getting rid of more of the concentrated hydrogen. We can probably set this still just a little bit lower. Use gas removal tiles. Yeah, the gas removal tiles won't break with liquid, because they're hydrophobic, so the liquid doesn't really touch them, so they don't get the pressure from it. Paying for no ladder, just a fire pole for Kazi. Are you kidding? So he can slide down, but he won't have a way to climb back up again? Oh, Ray, thank you for the super chat. There goes Kazi's ladder. Sorry. Robert Phelps did only ask for a fire pole, so now Kazi just gets a fire pole. Now, here's the catch. When they're building this thing, I have to climb partway down, or slide partway down, to build it, and then climb slowly back up the fire pole. We might have got a whole bunch of suffocating dupes on this fire pole. That's so awful. Oh, gosh. Oh, a good catch there, Ray. Yeah, it is in the title. Excellent use of super chats. Oh, I feel so bad for the duplicates that have to build this thing. I should put it like an exosuit dock over here. I don't know if they're going to survive that, but we'll find out, I guess. Worst case scenario, they just wind up, mostly dead. I never did repair that thing. I guess it's just broken. I have to just deconstruct it. Yeah, terrible people. Kazi, victim of Wincy. You know what's really funny? Is they want me to assign the bed to him. They're willing to pay for a fire pole. And they're willing to pay to make sure he doesn't get a ladder, but nobody's willing to ensure that he has oxygen down there. Oh, he's just got... he's got his chlorine. Oh, poor guy. He's going to have, like, the burned out lungs. No, this temperature's not evening out as nice as I wanted it to. I think we're going to need some insulation. If we grab this and we throw some insulated tile in here, then wait till you see this temperature. It's all going to plummet. Actually, it might plummet too much. Maybe I shouldn't do the whole thing in tile. We'll let a little bit of warmth in. I don't want it to hit like minus 40 or something. Oxygen is not included. Fair enough, Robert Feltz. Oh my gosh. You guys are too funny. Durgan. $2 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Give him some air. All right. That means we got to worry about electricity down here too. It's all chlorine in here right now. Chlorine. This is all chlorine. We got more chlorine. How am I going to give him air? Oh, you know what? Let's worry about whether they survive building this fire pole first. Once they get that made, then I'll see what I can do about the air. Because we're going to have to clean out the chlorine that's in there, too. Which means we're probably having to get rid of the bleach stone. And in the meantime, I still want to try and build some stuff up here. So much I want to do and so little time. There's another one of those entropy things there, too. Just give him stinky swamp air. He comes up with slime lung. We're like, sorry, we met all the conditions. You had a fire pole. You had something to breathe. You had a comfy bed. Enjoy your slime lung. And then he dies from slime lung. Air conditioning. This is the dark, perverse, cruel money-making scheme you have going on here. I didn't set up the scheme. It just sort of happened. Block off the ladder so he only has a fire pole. He won't live. He'll never make it up the fire pole. They climb too slow. Caitlin's paying for duplicate genocide. See, look, they can't even climb up the fire pole enough to work on the bottom of this thing before they have to run for oxygen. All right. Maybe if I gave them like some air down here to work in, that would be good. If I can get rid of this bleach stone. Oh gosh, there's a lot of bleach stone down here. Maybe I'll go like this. Let's rather than trying to dig out the bleach stone. Oops, derpy. Rather than trying to dig all the bleach stone out, I can just seal it in, so that we're no longer creating chlorine in here. Yeah. This door cannot be manually controlled. So I can't set this door to open, unfortunately. The duplicate's got to run through it, which means I can't set up something to draw all the gases out. There's carbon dioxide there. I almost need to put a pump in here and pump the gases out. But again, primary concern is making sure all the duplicates don't die in this whole process. Poor little guys. They've got such a hard time. Little fart fish farting away there. Caitlin's evil. Yeah, pretty sure she is. Pretty sure she has no qualms about it, too. Flood it with swamp air. The cyan will kill off the swamp lung. Yeah, actually, well, the trouble is the chlorine's still in there. I have to get rid of the chlorine. So we could put in polluted oxygen and then use the air deodorizers and convert it to clean oxygen. Let it die, boy. How long is the stream? I normally stream about 2 hours, so we'll be streaming until about midnight Eastern time. So about another 45 minutes or so. Oh, Caitlin, but they were giving him survival options. You want to take away his ladder. hamster wheel, so he has to work for his oxygen. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea. $5. The poop oxygen was good enough for the original Oni. Dupes is good enough for Kazi. Oh my god, you guys are evil. You're so evil. All right, I can make that happen. Oddly enough. Oh my gosh, that's so gross. I'm gonna put a gas pump in here and let it pump into this space. Oh, he's gonna get sick off it though. He's gonna get slime lung. Oh no, it's actually not floating around in there, but slime lung spreads in polluted oxygen. If I can find a way to get the polluted oxygen into this area where he's gonna, where he's gotta live. Oh my gosh. Then oh, so bad. So bad. That he might be able to live through it. I don't know, we'll see. Nice stream, we're gonna play the game. Well, thanks, Spicy Bricey. Thanks for coming up to the stream. Appreciate that. Just use filters. I could do that too, I guess. Well, the filters can't filter out for the germs, though. They can just filter out for the different types of gases. Man, this is taking a long time up here. Maybe because they're suffocating. Who's suffocating? Oh, it was Kazi. Imagine that. Hamster wheel, so he has to work for his oxygen. That's so funny. Is Bleachstone making little skulls? Actually, it's a good, I don't know. I know it makes little... I can't catch it. It's not really a skull, but it almost looks like it, doesn't it? That's interesting. I need to have some place I can store that stuff. Because it's going to keep making chlorine gas in here, and I don't really want that. All right. This is turning into like way more work than I anticipated today. I'm going to throw a little door here, and it doesn't even need to be the door that opens quickly because I'm not really intending to use it much. And in here, we'll store away that chlorine making stuff. At least give him a painting. Thank you all for the super chats. That's it's pretty awesome that you're that committed to torturing Kazi that you're willing to pay for it. Kind of impressive, actually. These guys are gonna need a ladder to work in here, otherwise I can't do this roof. The colony's gotten big enough now that actually I have to hit spacebar to scroll faster. That's pretty crazy. Well, there's all chlorine in here. I didn't realize I had quite so much chlorine. That's gotta go. That's what he gets for shooting you. What? When did Kazi shoot me? I don't remember. Torturing Kazi is the best part of your friendship with him. Nice. Okay, let's start building our little oxygen room. Oh, especially since we're starting to let some yucky water in here. Suffocating, no restroom. Who's that? It's got to be Kazi. The rest of the colony is doing well oxygen-wise. Kazi, not so much. We'll get him fixed. It is going to take over the rest of the stream. I know the rate it's going. Okay. It's looking slightly better up here. Okay, so we have, you know what? I was going to do this fancy door system up here, but I didn't realize this whole section is full of chlorine. Which means I kind of have to pump it into a vacuum anyway. I've already started the doors, so let's do that anyway. And we'll seal it in like this. Just because this whole area is full of, like, gross gases and stuff. So what I'll end up doing first is I'll try to pump and create as much of a vacuum in this space as I can get. And we'll set up our little room here to produce some more oxygen. The chlorine's just liquefying up there. I don't think it was liquid chlorine, was it? Ooh, it is. Liquid chlorine, nice. You know it's cold when? Actually, it's not that cold. Minus 45. Could be worse. Could be significantly worse. Make a mess table on the side of Kazi. If you're Red Stitch, I wouldn't have to pay for it. Oh, gosh, Ray, you're funny. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course I read Twitch. Open. I need to open this. Can't do anything until those doors are open because the duplicates won't. So this is kind of a catch-22 with these sideways doors a little bit. They won't work on it until they can actually get to it. I might need to build these after. See if I can dig this out instead. Like so. We can pump chlorine in there and make a swimming pool. Oh yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Purify some water with liquid chlorine. You know what? I wonder what happens if you mix liquid chlorine with the water. Probably nothing, because the tiles don't ever blend together. They just maintain their own separate tiles. Yeah, Ray's donated a whole bunch. I appreciate all the super chats, everyone. That's crazy. Ooh, things have gotten spicy down here. All right, I actually have to build another gold thermal regulator because it's just got. I've let it get too warm. This is less than ideal. It's got to cool down, or we're not going to have any plant. Oh man, look at the heat. All the things they have to deal with in your colony, like heat is one of those ones I just until the recent updates, it was just never even a consideration. With the oxygen generator up here, you can send hydrogen to the freezer units and keep the area cooler. Yeah. Well, there's a variety of things you could do with this, right? So you could send hydrogen up, cool it down in that space up above, and then send it back down here. And with these thermal tiles, for example, you could run a pipe along here that's all cold hydrogen on a wolframite pipe, and then this will help the temperature spread out. The goal is just going to keep overheating. Yeah, it is, but for now, it'll cool things down enough that our plants will start to grow again. So funny. Look, Korean, that's the new swimming pool. Let's make these. Well, again, the problem is the liquids don't blend together. They keep separate, so they occupy their own tiles. So you can't really ever do a blended thing like that. Unfortunately. Toss some ice on the floor. Yeah. Actually, if I had some cool water, I could. You know, do I have any ice, any snow or something I can harvest? There's little bits of snow. Snow melts more readily than ice does. So I could send some people up to get snow. And if you put a little storage compactor right next to it here. Right there. And if I set this to be filled with snow, I can send them off hunting snow. They'll put it in here. The heat from this will melt it, and the water will flow off the end here, and it will cool off the thermal regulator. It'll make a big messy puddle, but... Not that you meant a normal swimming pool? Oh. Funny. Okay, so I want this to be liquefiables. I want specifically snow. I don't know if I've dug up some snow already. I suspect not. Let's go check. Alright, so if I send them to go this snow, and then this snow, and that snow, and some of this snow... Alright, there we go. So that should be enough snow to fill a little bit in that... Oh, look at that. Got this almost done. Okay, that'll be enough to fill up that little storage container, and then the heat from the machine should melt it, and it'll help cool the machine down. Missed most of the stream, but it's good looking. Thanks, Draconic. Draconic, rather. Who's suffocating? Screen name's missing, suffocating. These poor guys down here, like... We're not even just torturing Kazi anymore. Now we're torturing the people that have to fill this thing up. Thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. Okay, so where did we have... It's not filled... Oh, gosh. My brain is not working right now. Industrial ingredients? No, that's just reed fiber. Where is the bleach stone? Consumable ore? Bleachstone, there we go. Okay, so they'll take the bleachstone and stash it in here, and that will block the chlorine production out of this area. Oh, look, there's like one little spot in here they're going to have trouble reaching. It's waiting copper. The fire pole's almost finished, though. Once that's done, they can get up. They can get down here really fast. They just can't get up too quick. Get rid of that. We can deconstruct this ladder here. We don't need this anymore. Let's throw another little ladder in over here. And here. It'll be good. Please make more Empires of the Undergrowth. I uploaded Empires of the Undergrowth. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. I'm going to be streaming it on Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you're interested in that game and you want to see some gameplay of it, I'm going to be streaming it live, 10 p.m. Eastern. Hello, Kazi. You have a lot of people paying for your demise. There have been some interesting super chats to make sure that you have the most appropriate accommodations that's suited for your stature. And this door is not building. Why not? Oh, there we go. There we go. This on auto. Put this on auto. There we go. Now we can start to dig all this out. There. And then I'm going to need a pump up here because we need to get rid of all the gases that are stuck in here. Actually, deconstruct that. No, cancel that. Ventilation, gas pump. Do I want to run on the floor? What's the temperature like in here? It's warm but cooling. Not cooling enough, though. Alright, whatever. Let's put a gas pump in here. We're going to use a little bit of ventilation to send this out here. And for now, I'm just going to pump with a gas vent to get all the gases out of the space so we can try to create a vacuum. Which means we're going to need some electrical... Did I run wires up here already? Nope. There goes another whole chunk of metal. I can't help but power at least one of these doors. Oh no, I can go through here. Alright. That's gonna take them a little while. A little bit of work there. He uses the fire pole or it gets the hose again. Make Kazi run! Where is that fire pole? Is it done? It's done! Look at that. Okay. This bed needs to be assigned to Kazi. There we go. So he can get down there quickly, but getting back out again is going to be a bit of an adventure. Now we have a different problem. There's polluted oxygen in here, but there's also chlorine. So he's got a little bit of breathable air here that he can gasp up some polluted oxygen when he really needs it. But otherwise, we have a lot of chlorine. Let's get Kazi to work down here. We're going to give him a little manual generator. We could set right here. This is going to require some wiring. We can send that... Tell me I can go through this door. Ooh, I can't. Nice. There, and then we'll need a gas pump. In our ventilation. We'll grab this. Let's see. We'll get a gas vent. This is going to be a little messy. What's in here? Hydrogen. I'm going to let a bunch of hydrogen in, but that's okay. I need a ladder. So we'll put a ladder right here. And then at the end of this, we're going to need our little gas vent. I should probably use the high pressure vent, but I need... Actually, it's not high pressure in here. It's fine. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Kazi's going to run on the wheel, which will run the pump, which will pump all the gases and turn his whole base into a vacuum. That should get rid of the chlorine gas. And we can pump it into the space down below there, which once we get this pipe built in here, we can seal it off so that we don't get the gases coming back up through. Good lord, that's like that's a crazy amount of work just to torture somebody. How are things going way up here? I am out of copper. Oh, I set that wire to be made out of gold amalgam. Alright, that's no good. This whole wire thing cannot be gold amalgam. That's too much gold. It needs to be made out of copper. Power, wire. Ooh, I have no copper. Man, I've been doing a lot of metal usage. I can make it out of iron, I guess? I think we're gonna run out of this too. There's no way I have enough for this. I'm gonna have to harvest some more. Okay. That's not what I want. Dig over there. Oh, it's not copper. You just made it gold. No, I made it out of iron. It's fine. I didn't have copper. I had to make it out of iron. But that's okay, because there's more iron here. I just need to harvest some. Ooh, they can reach all this. Good. Alright, that's all iron. Perfect. Perfect! It's fine. If you need gold, tear down the plates. They aren't doing anything. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, it's really doing nothing to move the temperature off of this thermal regulator. Which is really kind of stinks. Alright, let's deconstruct all of these, because they're just not helping. I guess this is a back wall building? Yeah. Well, there nowhere it ends. Death everywhere. Every colony ends in death everywhere. Eventually. That's the way it all goes. There's our oxygen. Air's in good shape. It's nice to at least have a good air supply. So this is, if nothing else, they go back here, they have a good night's sleep. It keeps their stress low. Nobody's really getting sick, which is good. Oh, look at all that. We got tons of gold back. Don't forget to block off the ladder access to Constance's room. Well, we're not ready yet. We need some more stuff down here. We've got his hamster wheel set up. His pump is set up. This actually needs a larger access route, otherwise he can't do it. Cruel and unusual punishment. That's what this is. You can never do too much work to torture Kazi. Kazi, how about that? Everybody's delighting in your torture. Ooh. Why do I have chlorine in here? Oh, I wonder if it came through here. No, this should all be polluted oxygen down here. Oh, there is chlorine going up there. Ah, drat. I like chlorine in the base. So this door works, but it's not impervious, so I did let a little chlorine in here. It's only small amounts, fortunately, but not something I want to keep going with. Oh, bleach stone. What the? Okay. I don't remember seeing that exposed. Maybe it had water over it before, and that's why it wasn't letting the chemicals out. Isn't that just dandy? So when you order them to do all this stuff, do you just wait till they do it? Yeah, pretty much. You kind of have to. I mean, it's the time thing. Entropy, all colonies, yeah. It is everything in the universe ultimately spins towards chaos. For some of us, it starts at chaos. Oh, Irish Lass, he didn't do anything in particular. It's just friendly torture. It's not the evil torture kind of torture. Well, I know you can set different priorities, but the reality is when you set too many priorities, they stop doing the stuff that you really need them to do. Like, for example, we don't need this wheel just yet. Let's disable that. Okay, go get some air. Don't run around like a silly person. It's not the happy guy. Yes, it is. Someone's gonna suffocate in the middle of the wall. Wait, who's gonna suffocate building a wall? Was it the person that was way down here? If they build this... Oh, actually, they can't even reach that. Give me a ladder. Actually, you know what? Don't put a ladder there. That's a bad idea. Let's put the ladder over here. Cancel this one. With my luck, they're going to manage to steal their head in the block down there, but... Did he start the stream today or from a past live stream? Well, this colony I didn't start today. There's no way... Oh, yeah, the snow. There's no way we would have gotten far enough in this. How's our snow going? Liquefiable snow. We have 96.7 kilograms. I'm surprised it didn't get hot enough there for it to melt. We should see some runoff from this already, but I'm not seeing it. I mean, when you look at the temperature right here, the snow that's in here should be melting. Let's see. It's not even telling me, like, what the temperature of the snow is that's in here. Oh, wait, there we go. Status, information, germs, details. That's not what I want. Storage compactor, there we go. Details. It's not showing snow. Oh, there we go. Snow at minus 16 degrees Celsius. It is not melting. It's sitting in the hottest environment I can think of. 16.2. It's going to take forever to melt. That's crazy. And not only is it not only that, but it's not even cooling the storage compactor. That's ridiculous. I need to drop it on the ground. The trouble is, now that I dropped it, it's going to melt. We might get some initial cooling, and then it's all going to go downhill. That ever work for you? I mean, it does. It just... I've used it before, but the reality is I haven't done it in a very long time, so I don't know whether that little trick even works anymore. It's kind of like a momentary experimentation kind of thing. I can't set this thing to dig right here. And because I can't set it to dig there, no one's going to go check it out. That's really weird. It's got like this whole shadow of war kind of thing going on here. Where's the duplicate down? Hold on. I need someone to come down here that I can then... There we go. You move to here and see if you can discover that little hidden spot. Nope. That's great. So let's try digging down instead. It's determined. It's determined to mess me up. Storage compactors by Yeti. Yeah. Alright. They should be able to finish that now. These plants are still stifled. I'm surprised at that. Oxygen at 32, meals at 32. What's our growing temp for? It's like 2 degrees too warm there still. Grr. The snow's very slowly warming up. It warms up. It warms up faster than ice does, but clearly not fast enough still. This is working to pump all the gases out of here. It's going to be a while. It's going to take a little bit to get all the gases out of here. It's a pretty big space. Got to dig a little deeper. Start playing the new oxygen room. I already did. So the new oxygen room is going to be this space up here. It needs a little bit of work still, but what I'm trying to do is drain all the chlorine out of here that's in here. And the reason I wanted to build it up here specifically is because it's right next to this cold biome. So I can benefit from the cold that's here. I should probably open this up a little bit more so we get a little bit more of the cold coming out. There. So just by being next to the cold biome, it'll help moderate the temperature that's in this room. So hopefully the gases that we pump out of it will be kind of that ideal temperature. This is what I used to do when the cold biome was right next to my starting colony area. But now that they're farther away, it's a lot more work because I didn't have to deal with chlorine gas and a variety of other things. But hopefully we can do something with this. Remember watching a video of yours where you built the doors that squeeze, I think, carbon dioxide. How does that work? All right, so I had it set up for CO2, but basically this is the same mechanism here, just in a different layout. As long as the gas has a place to go, when the door closes, it will displace the gas. It'll move a certain amount to the left and to the right. But if you don't give it a choice for the gas to move anywhere, so in the case of these middle doors, when these are open and gas gets inside here, if these outside doors close, then when these indoor doors close, there's nowhere for the gas to go. So instead, it just destroys it. And then when you open the doors again, it's a vacuum. And that's basically what the little carbon smasher thing was, or CO2 smasher was based off of. Just doing that over and over again, and just destroying the carbon dioxide over and over. Can we go to the large ruins at the top of the ice biome? We probably can. These guys are busy building. Trouble is I blocked off part of this, so we might have to go in. We can't get in from this end. We have to go across and into this door. And it looks like it's full of polluted water. It might be a bit of a swim. Food shortage. I'm going to have to turn this off and make mush bars. Mush bars. Now I'm going to have duplicates with diarrhea. Because, you know what makes low oxygen better? Diarrhea. Well, just plan ahead of time. Start putting things down, block the door so it doesn't get built. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So, I guess, yeah, you're right. I could put down the ventilation piping and everything. Actually, I'm going to use insulated pipe because I don't want it to heat up on the way. Ooh, I forgot I had all that piping. You know what? I have no intention of using this thing right now. So if I just deconstruct gas pipes here on my gas overlay, then when this is ready to go, I can repurpose this gas pipe, which is already set up to go all the way down to here. And then I can deconstruct in here also. And it's already done half the work for me. Yay! What I do need is water piping. Oh, nope. I don't need that either. What I do need to do, though, is deconstruct up this. Because we just don't need that. There. So it's already half laid out for me. I have electrical wire up there because they already set a pump up there. I have water coming from our geyser already going up there. Ooh. Where's all that water coming from? Liquid water. Oh, right, because I broke the pipe. Oh, gosh, I'm so smart. And by smart, I mean not smart at all. Hold on. Let's block it right here. Mop, mop, mop. All day long. Mop, mop, mop. What I sing this? Actually, the water that's coming down here will help cool things down a bit. Or not. It's heating up so fast, it doesn't even matter. Dare to have only three super dupes in a base. Make the super dupes with cheat engine. I don't understand what you mean. The only time I like to use the debug mode in this is when I'm doing some tutorial stuff, because I want to be able to build stuff really quickly and then break it down and build the next thing really quickly. But otherwise, I really prefer to just play the game and not use the cheat stuff. I'm just weird that way. Just weird that way. Alright. This is all set up down here. We got this all cut open. We need to block this off. Which means we need to deconstruct some ladders. Deconstruct both of these. We can throw a little block in here. Like so. Actually, I might as well deconstruct this one too. Okay. And then we can finally get somebody running on that treadmill to pump all the gases out of this space. I really want to control this door, but it doesn't give you a choice. Because I can't draw all the gases out of here. I'm gonna have to pump this into a vacuum and then move this over. That stinks. Things are gonna get gassy. A little gassy. Do you know Brothgar's super duplicate count challenge? That's what I meant. They meant. Oh, no, I've seen some of Brothgar's stuff, but I don't know what his super duplicate challenge is. Build a base with only 3 superhuman dupes. Oh, I see. He won't notice it. I won't notice what? What am I not noticing? You just destroyed the pipes. Oh, the water. Yeah, yeah. Still need to put the airlocks in the slime pit next to your base. Oh, I meant to do, I meant to dig this stuff up a while ago. Airlocks in the slime pit next to my base. I mean, I have airlocks right here. Oh, up here you mean? Well, I'm actually purifying the air that's coming in here. Chlorine, polluted oxygen, chlorine. We got a mix of all kinds of nastiness right here. I probably should put a door on it. There we go. They're cleaning a little bit, but there's actually more chlorine down here than anything else by the looks of it. Carbon dioxide. Yeah, a little mess of junk. And I have apparently run out of algae again. No, I have some. I have a little bit. 221 kilograms. I need air again. I've had trouble with not getting the food from the floor and taking it to the chest. They're just eat, and there's the way to do it. Well, normally, so there's a couple things. You need to, on your chest, you need to make sure you have it set to store the right foods. So it used to be the chest was automatically defaulted to storing all foods. However, you have to actually choose for it to do that now. So you have to check the boxes. If you haven't done that, they may not pick up the food that you're making. And then secondly, I usually set my ration boxes to a priority of 7, so they'll prioritize picking up food over other things. But most likely, it's because you didn't set the checkbox in your little ration box. Can't stand address, but there's a thing you can download which is Cheat Engine, allows you to cheat in games with the code Watch Brothgarf. Again, cheat engines don't do a lot for me. I mostly like playing with the game the way that it was made. I'm kind of weird that way. I don't know why it is. I think I like the challenge of just trying to play the game in the way that it's meant to be. Sometimes, like, if a mod or something will add something to the game that's interesting, I'm cool with that. Oh, this is getting nice and low. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Oh, wait a minute. This is all oxygen now. All breathable oxygen. So this pump can go off. Disable. Now, we're going to need some additional ladders, because you can never have enough ladders. Oh, come on. I want to dig up here if I can. Dig all this out. And another ladder over here. I'm not going to need to keep all these ladders, but I do need a little bit of workspace. And then I can get rid of all this. Sweet. What's our temperature up here? Ooh, it's actually hot in here. Huh. Alright. You know what? I do actually... Maybe I do need insulated tile along the bottom. That's no good. Oh, I'm making ladders out of hot materials. That's great. I just heated up the whole room by making ladders. That's awesome. Alright, I finally found a situation in which I have too many ladders. They're made all of hot materials. So one of the interesting things about this game is when you break down something that was hot, it retains the heat from it in the raw materials. Do 5 electrolyzers, go ham. Why is there no love from CF Party mostly related to fruit? Just like the app. I'm confused. Hold on. Oh, citrus. I'm totally lost. I love when I catch like one comment that's been made at some point in the last 10 minutes and I have no idea what's going on. Time to cut your son's hair like the dupes, maybe on April Fools. Oh, your poor son. Feel a little bad for him. Not a lot bad, only a little bad, because that would actually be kind of funny. Get to work, my duplicants. Okay, in here we're going to throw in... I'll start with... 2 electrolyzers, maybe? You know what? I'm not even going to build this last ladder over here. Let's just convert this into like this. Give them a walking space. There they go. Perfect. Restraining the heat is better for you to keep the storage in a cold room as well as the food. Yeah, in some cases. The food, not so much. The food, with the food, all you really have to do is keep it out of the air. So I have it in CO2, and it's a sterile environment, so it's fine. But the materials that are in here, unfortunately, are hot, and it's going to take a while for them to cool down. Like this ladder is 35.1 degrees, and it's not cooling off. No, it's super slowly. 35 degrees now. That stinks. So this room that I built up here... this room that I built up here to take advantage of the cold is not going to get any benefit out of it. Because of that wonderfulness. Alright. You know what? Let's try to let a little more... Oh no, actually if I do that, the chlorine's going to come in again. I can't do that. I need to expose this to more cold. I can do 2 blocks over. So let's do... I'm going to build a wall in here. And then this ladder that's in here, we can extend this all the way down. And I'll cut away the abyssallite that's here. And we'll let some more of this cold at this wall. Hopefully that will help cool things down. Well, I don't want to remove the wall because it's chlorine in here. I just created a nice... Oh, there's chlorine in here again. Darn it. I had this all... What happened? I had this room all trapped with just oxygen. I wonder if it was just giving me the wrong overlay, because now it's all chlorine. Unless I've let it in through this door, which is entirely possible. Sand. I don't think there's any... I can't tell. I don't think there's any bleach stone in here, but... Don't forget wire bridges and the thermoplates. Wire bridges and thermoplates. I mean, yeah, I don't want this to get too cold. So here's the issue. Like, on this side of things, it's minus 40 some odd degrees. Actually, it gets... warms up considerably as it gets close to this wall. That's funny. I want the cold from here to influence the room so it keeps the temperature more in that moderate range. I don't want it to get super cold because I'm going to pump this oxygen down into the colony and I want it to kind of moderate the temperature. I don't know. We'll see. Why does it give me the pop that the doors need power? Because they can technically be powered, but I don't really need them to be powered. They open and close faster than your normal door does already, just by virtue of it being the mechanized airlock. But you can technically power them, and then it used to be when you powered them up, you could set conditions about who could pass through the door, so it was like an electronic control system. But now they've set it up so for any of the doors you can do that. So I don't know necessarily that there's any benefit to powering them at the moment. At some point later it might, but... Started, let's see, we're announcing stuff because you really... Oh. Ray. I'm insulted. Only because it's right. It says you're missing a piece of ladder. Where am I missing a piece of ladder? I'm not missing a piece of ladder. I know what you're talking about. There we go. Oh, Ray, you shouldn't have made a bet on that. Because I caught it right after you said it. Take that. It's just hard with so many people on YouTube to catch all the comments coming out of Twitch. Sorry about that. That is a safe bet. You say it's a safe bet, and then I caught it right away. Take that. Left of the new O2 room. Where? What I should do is... I have another window here I'm going to minimize. Hold on. That'll make it easier. Oh, yeah. Haha. Might need that. They can't do a whole lot right there. Thanks for spotting that. Okay, in here we're going to need some plumbing, but I'm going to use insulated pipes. Let's send this right into here. Actually, I'll go through the floor. Just make sure it divides properly. We're going to need power. Ooh, this wire now. What's the load on this wire? 1,680 watts. What have I got on here? Actually, not that much. I don't know why it's saying that it's that high. All right. I think I can... I hope I can run enough power off of this thing. I might run into a scenario where I'm over-tapping this wire. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. Cancel one of these. I don't want them to start just yet, because they're not ready yet. I want to get this room cleared of chlorine as much as I can. I just have to be contrary. That's right. It's part of my need. Must have it. Need to pump all your gases from your electrolyzer room to one area to filter, suck hydrogen out, run that directly to your generator. Yeah, well. Yeah, so probably, I don't know what to do. I can get by without filtering here. If I build this room properly, I won't even need a filter in this space. I just need to do it right. So in here, where I'm going to put a secondary pump, I'm going to want... How did I build this before? How much do these things produce in hydrogen? 112 grams per second. I actually only need a small pump. I don't even need a big pump. I can use a small one, which will save me power. But I need refined metals, and I don't think I have any. Mini gas pump. I do not. Okay, so I need to refine some metal. I think we can make some like refined iron or something here. We'll get down this. We'll grab. Let's see. Don't wolf my copper. Iron. There we go. Make a little bit of refined iron, and I can use that to make a mini pump. The mini pump can sit in a smaller space than the larger pump can. It moves 1,000 grams per second, which should be more than enough to keep up with the production of hydrogen that's coming out of those electrolyzers. Hopefully. Hopefully. And if not, then I just made a horrible mess. It was awesome to watch this live. You're awesome. Well, thanks, Fire Controller. I appreciate the super chats. I think it's like $15 in super chats you gave me tonight. That's pretty crazy. I appreciate that. What's the deal with Kazi's room? We didn't quite finish it yet. What do we got? We have our sliding pole thingamajigger. This is all unbreathable gases. This needs to be enabled now. So now we can pump a vacuum into Kazi's living quarters. I don't know how I'm going to get polluted oxygen in here, though. I might be able to get it, I guess, just by putting the pump out here after, and then connecting it into this so I can pump as many of the gases out as possible. However, at the same time, let's just do it right away. Ventilation, gas pump. Throw this in here. We'll just run this all the way across. We'll connect this into there. We need another wire off of here to go over to this gas pump. And the poor duplicate who gets stuck working this thing will create a vacuum for themselves. Love the vids. Glad to see you streaming more. Thanks, Cheap Guy. I appreciate that. I have been streaming a lot lately. You know, it's funny. I started out initially, I was streaming maybe like, I don't know, once every blue moon. And then I kind of got into this little pattern where I was doing 1 or 2 days. And now there's so many games that I want to play live. And I like the opportunity to chat with everyone while I'm playing. That I could stream like every day if I could get people to watch it, and if people would show up, I could stream like every day pretty much. And then I'd have trouble doing like pre-recorded videos, which I still like doing also. So I don't know. We'll see. You should put a battery. Yeah, maybe I should. I really should. I really should. I don't have enough materials for a battery. Are you kidding me? We're out of metals. Let them slide down the fire pole. They can harvest metal for me, and then I can do a little battery down here. I can put a tiny battery, I guess. I have just enough materials for a tiny battery. What am I lacking for the big one? 400 kilograms of raw metal for a battery. Ugh. Yeah, I'm almost done for this evening. Just so you know, I am going to be playing a little bit of Fortnite with my buddy Kazi on his channel following the stream. If you're interested in Fortnite, we are in no way good at the game, but we do have fun with it. So if someone could put the link to Kazi's channel in the chat there using the Nightbot command, I'll be headed over there to play on his channel after I finish the stream tonight. Connor Brookman, what's your favorite kind of cheese? That's a random question. I like cheddar, but specifically I like 2 to 3 year old cheddar. I don't know. That's my favorite cheese. Yeah, I'm gonna put a battery down here. I just need to get enough metal to be able to do it. I don't even have enough metal, I think, to make this pump. No, it's waiting for iron ore. They're not harvesting the iron that's here for some reason. They're busy going down a run on this little treadwheel thing. Let's prioritize this quickly. Give me some ores. And then way up top here, this room is getting close. We're in the micrograms now of chlorine. So this should be all cleared out soon. Trademark. Alright, once that's done, let's see. How did we do with getting that refined metal? We didn't. Good job, guys. Oh, plastic. Alright, never mind. Just totally wasted metal. Ugh. I'm sure somebody said something about it and I totally missed it. Alright, we pretty much hit the midnight hour. I'm going to call it for tonight. I know we didn't get finished with the room for Kazi, but we'll definitely get that done next time. We're also going to finish our oxygen room. I didn't even get anywhere near the oil. I'm going to have to change the title on this video. I'm sorry for everyone who came here looking for me to dig for some oil, but I spent so much time trying to manage temperatures and oxygen. And then everybody that wanted to do that stuff for Kazi's room, we never actually got to the oil. Hopefully we can get down to that next time. There's also something I really want to do. There's another world you can choose when you're starting a game. And hold on, let me just save this and I'll show you what I mean. If we do save, you may not have noticed this before. Maybe you have. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to quickly save my game and I'll show you. There's another world you can build that is almost entirely ice. And I think it might be an interesting challenge to try to play in that one. So I kind of want to build a world in there and play with it. So if we go into load game, no, not load game, sorry. Go into new game. Under custom games, if you scroll down, there's this world debug thing here that gives you an option called Helicona. Due to its highly elliptical orbit around its host star, this rock is cold. Oh, so very cold. And I'll show you what the world looks like. Obviously, I won't be starting a game right now on this because we're going to go over and play some Fortnite on Kazi's channel. But I'll show you what the world looks like, and I think it might be a really interesting challenge because you have a little bit of a larger starting zone in the middle that's like that ideal area, but then everything around it is frozen. So you have to deal with cold coming in instead of all the heat. Plus, you don't have access to all the different geysers and things you would normally have. Probably to get a steady supply of water would still be relatively straightforward because you could just melt everything. But if we go into... Yeah, let's begin. If we go into debug mode, it should give me... The fog of war type of thing will all go away. Yeah, there we go. And then if we hit Alt-S, then we can scroll away. No, it's not letting me scroll out. Come on. Alt-S. There we go. So this is the Halcyon world, or Halcyon. I don't know how they pronounce it. Whatever it is. But you start off with like your starting core area, and it looks like it's surrounded by abyssalite, so you don't get the cold in there initially. But at some point, you have to expand outwards, and when you do, you let the cold into your colony and have to manage that instead. So they have... This is all ice biome. Everything around here is ice biome. They have lava way down here at the bottom, and then at the top, there's like a layer up here that's like all metals and stuff. So I actually kind of want to... I want to build a world in this and try it out. There's no geysers, no oil. I don't think anyway. So yeah, there's no oil in here at all. It's all just lava, and it's underneath its own layer of abyssalite, so it doesn't automatically melt everything. You still have ruins in here, which is neat, but you have no geysers to work with. So that means no natural gas geysers. You don't have easy access to things like coal and that sort of thing. I think it might be an interesting game to play this one, but at some point I'd like to do that. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get around to it, but that's certainly something I'd like to tackle also. But thank you to everyone who came to check out the stream. Thank you so much for everyone with the super chats and for everyone being so engaged. I love chatting with you while I play. Tomorrow night, I'm planning to play some Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. On Thursday night, I'm going to be playing some Empires of the Empires of the Undergrowth, I think is the Latin name. Anyway, it's the game where you're managing the little ant colonies and stuff. So I'm going to play that on Thursday night. All these will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Friday night, I'm planning to play some Fortnite on my channel. And then tonight, we're going to be playing some Fortnite with Kazi on his channel and have a little fun. Again, we are not good at the game, so please, if you go over there to watch it, don't expect us to be awesome. We're terrible. But thanks again, everyone, for checking out the stream. I do hope you'll come back another time. If you don't currently subscribe to the channel, click on that subscribe button and then hit the little bell so you get notifications for new videos and streams. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.